Also, let's start the remaining portions. Before that, I just want you guys to take a notebook. Okay, just keep your notebook, and also keep your textbook with you. Okay, keep your textbooks also. Okay, so let's start. Okay, if you have in between, if some connection error or technical error is coming, you can just raise your hands. Okay, if some error, mostly the errors will be because of the internet connection which you are having. Okay, so let's start. So we were discussing about water resources, right? So we discussed about water resources. There are 3 different types of water resources. That is surface water resource, groundwater resource, and lagoons, backwaters and all, right? Before that, we discussed about the total amount of water which is available in our earth, right? There is, as I told, there is 71% of water which is available on earth, but from that 71%, the usable water is just 3%, okay? And rest of the water is salty. We can't use that salt water, okay? So let's continue. Okay, now we'll just continue with our groundwater resources. Okay, so talking about groundwater resources, total replenishable groundwater is 432 cubic meter. Okay, in the same way, 46% is available from Ganga and Brahmaputra river basins. As I told you before itself, Ganga and Brahmaputra are perennial rivers. So what are perennial rivers? Perennial rivers are those rivers which are getting water from Himalayas, right? They are getting water from that ice that melts, snow that melts, okay? So they are perennial. They have water throughout the year, right? But what about that seasonal river which I was talking before, like Krishna, Godavari, mainly that peninsular rivers, South Indian rivers. The reason why they are called seasonal rivers are that they have apt amount of water only during a particular period of time. That is during rainy seasons. Only in rainy season they have apt amount of water. Because of that reason they are called seasonal rivers. Okay. So here groundwater, in groundwater sources, the 46% of groundwater which is available and mostly in northern part of India is because of Ganga and Brahmaputra river basin. Nearby those areas we can find 46% of total groundwater. Then level of utilization of groundwater is high in northwest and south India. So we can say that the level of utilization of groundwater, the groundwater is utilized high in northwestern and south India rather than north India. Okay. Then we can see some of the high utilization states. So high utilization states are Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. So high utilizing states of groundwater are Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. Okay. Moderate utilization states are Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tripura and Maharashtra. So these are moderately utilization states. Okay. Now low utilization states are Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Kerala. It is assumed that if the water utilization continue with the same rate, water would need the supplies and can cause social upheavals and disruptions. See guys, water, you know that water, you know the availability of fresh water, right? And it is believed that we have seen 2 world wars, right? And people say, it is just a saying, okay, we can't just, it's an assumption what I'm saying. People say that the 3rd World War, if it happens, we'll pray to God that it won't happen. If it happens, it would be because of water scarcity. People will fight for water. Sometimes that situation can come. So we can just take a small example like that of Kaveri river dispute. I think most of you must have heard it, right? It is between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu regarding the distribution of water between them. But in between Kerala is also there because the water is divided with 3 states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Pondicherry is also getting a bit small amount of water from river Kaveri. So you must have heard a dispute like this even in India between states. So just imagine a situation when the whole world, all the countries are fighting for water. What will happen? It won't happen. Okay, we are just assuming a thing. It's just an assumption, so no need to worry about that. Okay. Now, third one is lagoons and backwaters. As a Malayali, as a Keralite, I should not give you an explanation about lagoons and backwaters. You know everything, right? Still, lagoons are actually a stretch of salt water separated from the sea by a low sandbank or coral reef. Okay, this is lagoons. Okay, now best examples can be seen in Kerala, Odisha and West Bengal. Definitely, the best examples of lagoons and all you can see in West Bengal, Kerala and Odisha. Okay. Due to brackish water bodies, it is used for fishing and for irrigation. Like, what is brackish water? Actually, brackish water is a type of water which is actually fresh water only, but it have some salt content. The salt content is much higher in this brackish water. They are mainly seen near to the coast, near to the oceans or sea. We can see this type of water. Like if you are going to coastal areas, you can find this type of water. Okay, this is called brackish water, and this brackish water may be seen in small ponds or small tanks near to that sea and all, and there people do fishing and all, and that water is also used for sometimes for agriculture, not mostly, only sometimes it is used for agriculture and all. Okay, now let's see water demand and utilization. Okay, now see, we are taking water demand and utilization. You know, demand of water, everyone needs water. The thing is that, the important thing is that how we use it, how sensibly we are using it. Okay, so India is an agrarian country. Yeah, we know that. From childhood onwards, we are hearing this word that India is an agrarian country. The 60% of India's GDP depends upon agriculture and all. We are just hearing these numbers from our childhood. Actually, India is an agrarian country. So definitely India need a lot amount of water for doing agriculture, right? It alone uses 89% of surface water and 92% of groundwater. So you can see the total amount of water used for irrigation is 89% of surface water and 92% of groundwater. Okay. Many river valley projects were developed for providing irrigation to agriculture and increase the production. There are many river valley projects. These river valley projects are brought up during 5-year plans. You must know what are 5-year plans now. You must have studied earlier. Okay. So during many 5-year plans, many of these types of projects have been brought, like Green Revolution, you must have heard, right? All these things were brought up in these types of 5-year plans, and there were many projects were initiated for providing good irrigation facilities to the crop fields, which can increase the total production of the crops. So some important projects are Bhakra Nangal, which is in river Satluj, Hirakud, which is in Mahanadi river in Odisha, Damodar Valley, Damodar river in the areas of West Bengal and Jharkhand, Nagarjuna Sagar, which is in Krishna river, and it is in the border of like Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Before, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana were a single state, but now they have separated. Okay. The Indira Gandhi Canal, this is an important thing you must know. Like, it is the largest irrigation project of the world to provide irrigation to semi-arid and arid areas of Rajasthan in Peace River. India as an agrarian country, and it has showed to the world that it has built the largest irrigation facility in an arid, semi-arid area, you know that, desert regions, right? Where water is very much scarce, there is no chance of getting water. But with the help from the river Bias, they have constructed a canal which brings a huge volume of water to these areas, and which is providing irrigation to all those places. Okay. Now, demand of water for irrigation. We are talking about irrigation. Irrigation is needed for agriculture. Okay, let's see the demand and what are the numbers in the case of irrigation. Irrigation is very much necessary due to variation in rainfall. India is having monsoon type of climate, but it does not matter. The rainfall before 20-30 years, farmers depended upon rainfall for doing agriculture, for cropping and all. But they knew that definitely the seasons will come. Definitely new season will come and rainy season will come, and at that time we can do the agricultural stuffs or cropping and all. But now the situation has changed. The timing of rainfall has totally changed. We can just predict that definitely in June it's gonna be rain. Before and all we knew that, yeah, the monsoon is coming. Monsoon starts from June, right? We knew all those things, and it will end after 2 or 3 months, right? It was like that, but now it's not like that. We can't just predict the things. It's not possible to predict rainfall. For that reason, irrigation and all other purpose, we need an artificial irrigation. Winter and summer season are mostly dry in most parts of India. Okay, crops like sugarcane, jute and paddy needs more water to grow. Like these crops need a huge amount of water, volume of water for their growth. Multiple crop production can be practiced if irrigation facility is full-fledged, and it is very important for HY seeds. What is multiple crop combination? You must have seen that in a particular field there will be paddy and there will be some peas or some grains or something like that is being grown. It is grown to protect the soil. That helps the soil to retain its status. Okay, that is multiple crop combination. In the same way, we can just then crops like sugarcane, as I told, crops like sugarcane, jute and paddy, they need more water to grow. Okay, then multiple crop production, I told that stuff. And what are HYV seeds? HYV seeds are high yielding variety seeds. High yielding variety seeds are grown on lands for making the agricultural production, for increasing the agricultural production. It will just take a small period of time to grow, and it will give much more high yield rather than the primitive seeds. Okay, all of you must unmute yourself. Okay, states like Punjab and Haryana use tube wells and wells for their irrigation purpose, which depleted the groundwater resources. See, groundwater resources are there, they are replenishable, that's okay. But when we just exploit them, definitely they are gonna end up, right? So that's the situation in Punjab and Haryana, because they use groundwater for their irrigation purpose, and Punjab and Haryana are very well versed in agriculture, right? Increased withdrawals of groundwater in states like Maharashtra and Rajasthan have increased the amount of fluoride content in the water. In the same way, exploiting the water, groundwater, may cause many other increase in the amount of the chemicals in water. What will happen? It will just degrade the quality of water. The same situation is in West Bengal and Bihar also. There, the arsenic concentration is becoming high, because when we check the quality of water day by day, it is deteriorating, right? The quality is being depleting. The main reason is the over exploitation of these sources. Okay. Now, what would be the emerging water problems? Let's discuss. So, rapid growth of population and pollution from various industries, agricultural sources and domestic sources are the major problems which are responsible for declining the availability of potable water. We have ample amount of water in lakes, rivers, ponds, tanks and all. But due to pollution, all this water quality is getting depleted. In the same way, over exploitation due to increasing population, that is also one of the reason. The availability of fresh water volume is also decreasing day by day. Okay, the availability of fresh water, you know that what is fresh water. The availability is increasing. Why availability is decreasing? What would be the reason for that decreasing? Because population increasing, our demand is increasing, right? We all need water, right? So obviously the demand is increasing, and because of that reason the availability is decreasing. Now, deterioration of water quality. Water quality means water free from unwanted foreign substances and that make water polluted. That is microorganisms, chemicals, industrial and other wastes. You all know that. You must have seen in some rivers while you are traveling and all. You can see lots and lots of wastes in rivers. Just don't go to that rivers and all. You must have seen small streams, like small streams when you go to your village and all. You can see lots of bottles, plastic bottles in them. See, these are things which are decreasing or which are making way for that pollution of these fresh water. Okay. The most polluted river in India are Ganga and Yamuna. Ganga and Yamuna, one of the India's biggest river is Ganga. And Ganga is also listed as one of the most polluted river also, and Yamuna is also among it. Okay, so the National Mission for Clean Ganga, that is NMCG, is a registered trust that runs the Namami Gange mission, India's most ambitious endeavor to clean the Ganga river. The mission also has projects to clean the ghats, biological contaminants and improve rural sanitation and afforestation. So this is a mission which is being forwarded by NMCG, which the program's name is Namami Gange. So Namami Gange is a program in which they are cleaning the Ganga. Not only they are cleaning Ganga, they are also giving importance to rural sanitation and also afforestation, which is a very good step by this organization. Okay. Now, water conservation and management. Water conservation and management is also an important topic to be discussed, because we were just discussing about the problems of water scarcity, problems which is going to be faced by the future generation. We were talking about the pollution in water. We were talking about that we are not able to store the amps amount of water which is received during rainfall and all. So now we have to discuss about the conservation and the management of water. Okay. Due to increasing population, demand of fresh water is increasing. Okay. Due to increasing population, demand of fresh water is increasing. For sustainable development and to improve the quality of life, government should encourage people to adapt latest techniques to improve quality of water and adopt watershed development, rainwater harvesting and reuse of water. So these three techniques, that is watershed development, rainwater harvesting and reuse of water, can be used by people to conserve the water. Okay, to safeguard the water. Okay. So let's see prevention of water pollution. So plain regions contribute to more pollution in way of chemical waste, domestic effluents and industrial wastes. So during summer the amount of pollutant is more as the flow of water and volume of water is low. You know why? Because during summer the flow of water will be low, because there will be scarcity in water, because there is no rainfall. The Central Pollution Control Board, that is CPCB, along with state pollution control boards, monitors 507 aquatic sources of the country. So there is a board called CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board, which with the help of State Pollution Control Board, they have around 507 aquatic sources from where they just check the quality of water, which is very much important, because in between we have to, during a particular period of time, after a particular period of time, it is very much important to check the quality of water so that we can know the chemical composition of the water, okay, and the quality of water. So the analysis of data recorded from these stations shows that the major rivers are polluted by organic pollution and bacterial pollution. Definitely organic pollution and bacterial pollution. These pollutants are mainly coming from domestic waste and industrial waste. Okay, so that is the main reason for this pollutants. Yamuna river is the most polluted river in the country between Delhi and Etawah. So as we have discussed before that Ganga and Yamuna are the most polluted rivers. Here, when comparing Ganga, Yamuna is the most polluted, and it is between Delhi and Etawah. The region between Delhi and Etawah, it is the most polluting one. Okay, you can see in your textbook also there is a map in which they are showing that the distribution of pollutants. Yeah, polluting river and all. You can just see that. Other severely polluted rivers are the Sabarmati at Allahabad, Gomati at Lucknow, the Kali, the Adayar, the Kunnam, the Vaigai at Madurai, Musi at Hyderabad, and Ganga at Kanpur and Varanasi. Okay, these are the other polluted rivers in India. The groundwater is also polluted because of high concentration of heavy toxic metals, fluoride, nitrates at different parts of the country. So these are some of the chemicals that are very toxic metals, which are making the pollution. Okay. Now, legislative provisions and laws to prevent river pollution. So government has taken many steps to protect the rivers, but most of them were not much effective, like Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1974, Environmental Protection Act of 1986 were unsuccessful, as in 1997 251 polluting factories were built along various rivers and lakes. The Water Cess Act of 1977 was also much effective. You can just see that even these acts and everything were there also. Then also there were some loopholes in these rules which made way to the more than 251 factories were constructed near to river basins, and because of that reason you can just imagine how much they would have polluted the river or the streams which are near to them. Okay. Now, recycle and reuse of water. It is the best way to conserve fresh water. Industries can reuse low quality water for cooling and firefighting so as to conserve fresh water. Okay. You know, in industries we know they use lots of water for many purposes, for their chemical reactions or for preparing something. They use lots of water. So the water which is used by them, they can just use that water. They can just use that water for the low quality water for cleaning purpose, and also they can just use that for cooling. You know, machineries of industries are huge, so sometimes for cooling their machinery they can use that low quality water. In the same way, for firefighting also they can use that water which has been used once. In the same way, in households, used water can be used for gardening. Yeah, used water should be used for gardening, but we don't do that, right? In our house also, when we are gardening, we will just connect to that pipe. The hose will be connected to the pipe, the tap, and we will just pour that fresh water on our plants, right? On our gardens. But it is not practical that always we just, after cleaning utensils, after cleaning washing clothes, the water we can take and put on to that gardens and all, means plants and all. But that should be practiced. Like we are wasting that water, no, we are just simply pouring that water in the drain. So better than that, we can use it for gardening purpose and all. Okay. Recycling and reuse of water have to be promoted widely so as to conserve water, as it is not practiced wisely. So recycling and reuse of water is very much important. That is very much important because that can help for conservation of water. That is very much important from this day. Like it is not like from at this period, you know that water scarcity can happen at any time. 2 years back in Kerala, we have faced that. In Kerala, many parts, there was scarcity of water because there was no rainfall. At that time, I have seen many people bringing tanks of water in big lorries and all at their home. there was a situation. So definitely that situation can come. So we have to be ready for that. So it's always better to conserve water. Okay. Now let's talk about watershed management. So what is watershed management? So watershed management basically refers to efficient management and conservation of surface water. So watershed management includes groundwater resources, prevention of surface runoff, storage and recharge of groundwater by different methods such as percolation tanks, recharge wells, etc. The conservation, regeneration and judicious use of natural resources, that is land, water, plants and animals and human resources, create a balance among natural elements as well as in society. See here, the important thing is that they are not only meant for conservation or for management of water itself. They also take our conservation and regeneration of natural resources, all natural resources, which include land, water, plants, animals, and also human resources. So watershed management is a complex thing which have lots of areas of interest. It is not only just dedicated to water conservation. It is a huge branch which is having its root to conserve all land, water, plants and animals and also human resources. In the same way, creating balance among natural elements and society, creating a balance between the society and the natural whole being, that is also very much important. Okay, you have a case study in your textbook. Okay, after the class you have to read that case study, which will just make you understand about that watershed development which was practiced. You can see there is a case study. So there are various watershed development management programs started by both central and state government at national and state levels in India. One is Haryali. It is sponsored by the central government, while gram panchayats of different villages execute it with the public participation. This program enabled people to conserve water for various uses such as drinking, irrigation, fisheries and afforestation. That is Haryali. It is sponsored by central government, okay, and it is working through panchayats, gram panchayats in different villages. Next is Neeru Meeru, that is water and you. That program was in Andhra Pradesh and Arwari Pani Sansad, that is in Rajasthan, which are initiated development programs by state government. These programs are initiated by state government. This is also regarding water conservation, okay, water management. Under these two programs, numerous percolation tanks, dugout ponds, check dams, etc. were constructed for harvesting water with the help of public participation. Tamil Nadu is only state which has made the construction of water harvesting structure compulsory in the houses. Tamil Nadu is the only state which has made structures like compulsory. It is very much compulsory. If you are building a house, it is compulsory that you have to build a watershed development stuff. But I think in Kerala also it is in practice. Nowadays in Kerala, when we are making our new house and all, it is said that you should develop something to conserve water. That is mandatory in Kerala also, I think. The construction of a building without the structure of water harvesting is not allowed. Despite having such programs, still most of the people in India are not aware with the benefit of watershed development and management of water. You know, we have this much of programs, we know the water availability, everything, but still people are not willing or they are not ready to understand, they are not ready to agree with the thing that water is scarce. Thus, there is need to encourage more people to participate in this program. So, rainwater harvesting is also one of the important thing. You must know that, okay, which should be practiced. In Kerala, you can see lots of houses having rainwater harvesting techniques they are doing from their rooftop and all. Okay, so rainwater harvesting is a cheap, environmental friendly technique that guides us to store rainwater into bore wells, pits and also recharge groundwater aquifers for different uses. There are various benefits of rainwater harvesting which are as follows. It increases water availability, checks the declining groundwater level. It improves the quality of groundwater by dilution of pollutants like fluoride and nitrates. It prevents soil erosion and flooding. It can be used to arrest saltwater intrusion in coastal areas if used to recharge aquifers. So these are the benefits of rainwater harvesting. It increases water availability, obviously. Checks the declining of groundwater level. Even if the groundwater is depleting, by rainwater harvesting technique, the water is being recharged. It improves the quality of groundwater by dilution of pollutants like fluoride and nitrates. The dilution of pollutants like fluoride and nitrates is very much important, because when the quality of water declines and we are just recharging our tank or whatever with these techniques, definitely the quality of water will increase. It improves the quality of groundwater. In the same way, it prevents soil erosion. Soil erosion flooding means the water which have to be flown thoroughly from ground, that has been tapped, that has been covered with pipes, and it is being percolated into our recharge wells or tanks. It can be used to arrest saltwater intrusion in coastal areas. You know that saltwater in coastal region, people get brackish water, as I told you. So if we are having that rainwater harvesting techniques, automatically the water which we are collecting from that rainfall gets filled into that aquifers, and it will not allow that salt water which is coming from the sea or nearby lagoon or whatever, it will not allow to enter. So there are numerous methods to harvest rainwater in India. In traditional rainwater harvesting techniques, water is usually collected in any surface water body, that is lakes, ponds, irrigation tanks, etc. of rural areas. Another technique is kund or tanka, which is a covered storage underground tank. This technique is widely used in Rajasthan. Rainwater harvesting structure can be made on the open spaces and even on the rooftops of the houses, and the collected water can be used for domestic use by large number of people and reduce their dependence on groundwater. Yeah, you must definitely have seen this rainwater structure, harvesting structures in many houses. Some are having these tanks in the rooftop of their house. Some of them are having it near to their wells. Some are making a percolation tanks and all. And some are also making tanka. This tanka is called tank. It's a Hindi word. So tanka, you must have seen. So I will show a small video which will just make clear, you will get a clear idea about rainwater harvesting.
Rainwater harvesting. India, which is home to 16% of the world's total population, has access to only 4% of the world's total water resources to fulfill its water needs. This limited supply could easily deplete further or be made unusable by overutilization and population. Therefore, the need of the hour is water conservation, or what is referred to as water harvesting. Water harvesting encompasses all the different methods of conserving and collecting rainwater. One such method is rainwater harvesting, and another is recharging groundwater. Rainwater harvesting involves either collecting the rainwater directly or recharging it to the ground to improve groundwater storage. And how does rainwater harvesting benefit us? It raises the groundwater level, checks rainwater flow, which prevents soil erosion, prevents rainwater pollution, and helps meet water demands during the dry season. And all of this can be accomplished with nothing more than house rooftops to collect the water and small PVC pipes to channelize the water into underground pits and sumps. Recharging groundwater is the modern version of rainwater harvesting. In this, pits, trenches, and dug wells are constructed to collect water. The collected water then feeds and raises the level of groundwater. Did you know that rainwater harvesting is an ancient Indian tradition dating back to 4500 BC? Yes, in fact, it has been practiced for hundreds of years in Assam, Karnataka, Gujarat, and Rajasthan. This ancient tradition was given a much-needed impetus by the government of India with the formulation of the National Water Policy. a policy that provides for the optimum and judicious utilization, management and conservation of India's water resources. The aim of this policy is to link river basins and then transfer water from one basin to another for the optimum use of the available water. The National Water Policy also exhorts the general public to assist the government in its mission to conserve water so as to minimize our water woes.
Okay guys, hope you would have liked that video and you would have got an idea about rainwater harvesting and what is the concept of rainwater harvesting. So this is rainwater harvesting. Then other methods are also there for conservation of water, like to solve the problem of water scarcity, we can use brackish water of arid, semi-arid and coastal areas after the desalinized process. But it is really a very difficult process. The machinery which is used for doing this is very much costly, and it also have the chance for lots and lots of technical and mechanical errors, and it is not practical as it. But this is practiced in some areas like Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar, where they are getting brackish water. So there are machineries which just convert salt water into fresh water. Now, by interlinking of rivers, water can be transferred from the water surplus areas to water deficit areas. Yeah, as we have seen, like Indira Gandhi Canal, right? The river, the water has been taken from a region to a desert region through a canal, which is it's a very great step, right, for providing a huge volume of water for irrigation purpose. So we can do like that. Where there is water scarcity, we can get water from nearby region where water is in surplus, and we can transfer it, right? We can do that. Okay. Now these are the highlights of India's National Water Policy 2002. The National Water Policy 2002 stipulates water allocations priorities broadly in the following order. That is, drinking water is the first priority, then irrigation, then hydropower, then navigation, then industrial and other uses. So here you can see that the most priority is given to the drinking water. The drinking water is given the most important, they are given the most important place. Like after drinking water only we can use that amount of water for irrigation, hydropower and navigation and all other purposes. Okay. The main objective of this policy are to provide water to all human beings and animals, regular monitoring of surface and groundwater quality, create awareness of water as a scarce resource, create conservation consciousness among people through education, regulation, incentives and disincentives. These are some of the policies which are brought up by the government. All these policies are meant for the conservation of water and for the judicious use of water. But the most important thing in all these concepts, all these rules, all these policies, all these methods, all these techniques is that we should be aware of the situation. People should be aware of the situation. Giving awareness to the public or the society is the most important thing, which can help us to do all those things, taking all these steps and all. Awareness among the people will definitely help the problem which we are just going to face someday. So we have to be judicious while we are using water. Even now, from now we can be much judicious, because you guys are learning all those things. So you should be judicious. You should take care of that amount of water which you are using. You should not waste it and all. Okay, just try it in a small level. Okay, just small level you can just try it. Okay, it is not a big deal for you guys. Okay, so this is what is about water resources. Hope you have opened your textbooks and you have noted down the important points which were noted over here, and you have exercise to do. Just look onto those exercises and try to complete it. Okay, in the same way, just write down the important points in your notebook. Definitely this situation will be changing and you will be coming to school, and after you come to school we can have exchange, interaction and exchange of notes. That would be much easier for you guys. Okay, So for now it's fine. For next class will be starting within 2 minutes. Okay, just be ready. Okay, thank you guys.